Hey everybody, here's a video review of this week's assignment. Make sure you take a look at that attachment I sent to you via email. It's got more important information. So here's a good example of depth. Drawing by Edvard Munch. Notice how the lines converge in the background. Really gives you a sense of things being far away. Even though the marks are kind of consistent, and things that would be far away like clouds and the person's face are really treated the same way, but it still shows a lot of depth. Here's another interesting example using a different technique of these dots. Again, lines converge toward the background, but I think also the use of light and dark shows depth. And one way to do it, too, is, of course, to overlap objects. Let's see, the next thing is geometric forms and shapes. Here's a cool picture of, this would be the second drawing, Marilyn Monroe drawn as a bunch of triangles. So an organic form turned into a bunch of kind of fundamental shapes. And here's another example by Juan Gris. I sent you via email that other image of his. So he took a still life and enhanced the sharp edges mainly. I suppose it's kind of geometric and shape combination, kind of random shapes, I think, superimposed. But really interesting. Notice how it's making a transition to a kind of abstraction, as does this other one I've got here for you. This still life drawing, the preliminary version of it shows the artist has kind of blocked it out with these geometric forms, lots of sharp lines, and then it progresses into something else. I'd like you to stick with this really hard, sharp-edged geometric version for this one, just to emphasize it. Okay, and the next thing is going to be abstraction. Got a good example here where the still life was altered and certain shapes that were showing up. You know, maybe these objects were transparent, I'm not sure. Certain shapes that you can see through. And notice how the emphasis is really on, in a sense, hiding the original forms, making it look a little strange, and emphasizing particularly the background, like we talked about in class. And then I've got a couple of examples here that I actually did in class while you were drawing toward the end. I was doing a kind of faint layout of the still life, focusing mainly on the background. Notice how abstract that form looks. It's the vase and the wine glass, but put together they have a kind of weird, I don't know, a kind of weird form shows up. And then here's another version I did. So yours will probably take longer just because this was, I don't know, it was in a hurry. Here's the wine glass right here, and the bottle, and what I did was start abstracting by emphasizing certain forms in the background. And let's see, I've done this out of order just because I wanted to show you color last. And this book that I've got here has some pretty interesting examples of, here's color as a kind of tonal thing. And then what that means is the color is used as lights and darks. You can actually go more free form than that, more like this if you want. So really up to you. So use your sketchbook. You don't have to use the large paper for these because they're kind of intricate. And good luck. Have fun.